Welcome to Secrets from the Saddle podcast. I'm Sylvie, your host, fellow cyclist, bike club founder, cycling coach, bike race junkie, just truly super passionate about cycling. My journey with cycling started 20 years ago when I opened a spin studio, started a women's race team, and founded a women's only cycling club called Cycle Fit Chicks. I'm super thrilled to reveal all aspects that make the world of cycling operate. I'm so excited to be able to bring you interesting people from around the world, pro cyclists, recreational cyclists, coaches, event organizers, bike shop owners, everything and everyone you need to know or ever wondered about when it comes to cycling. I know you'll enjoy this episode.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Secrets from the Saddle, All Things Cycling podcast with your host Sylvie Dow, and this is the coaching part that we're going to be talking about winter training. I know that you could probably go back to multiple episodes where we've talked about different aspects of winter training, so go back into the podcast library and search training, winter training, benefits, pros and cons, things like that. All the CT episodes, the coaching training episodes with my name behind them. Now, so this is obviously a let me say a plug. I was gonna say a plug for what I'm doing, and I've been doing this training coaching for the last 16 years. I keep saying 16 because I don't know, it's just been too many years, well over a decade that I've been doing winter organized training for cyclists. It all started with me indoors in my spinning studio called Cycle Fit. And then when it closed in 2009, we migrated to different places, rented space, did bikes on trainers, you name it. I've trained it. And now I find that this program has become a real robust program for those who are interested in getting some serious cycling training. So just think about what you're doing. What are you planning on doing this winter? Are you getting your bike trainer for the first time? Are you getting your Swift account for the first time? Are you super excited to join like a group of friends training and cycling whenever they're cycling or organized times? What are you doing? Are you just simply going to sit on the trainer in the basement or train by yourself, or maybe just do a lot of racing? So think about what you're training, and also think about what your goals are for this, not just this winter, but also winter training has a lot to do with your spring, summer 2024 goals, like racing, events. It doesn't have to be racing. It can be events. It can be tours. I know people who are organizing bike tours in Europe and like say Spain, Mallorca. Those are hilly places. And of course, these bike tours, those cycling course routes aren't, 40K. They're like 60, 80, 100. How are you going to prepare for this over the winter? Now, I get it. Lots of people don't really want to spend money on coaching, but here's the thing about the benefits of spending money on joining a simple program like mine. Now, I have a couple. I'm going to share with them, share my screen right now, and I'm going to just go walk you through what I have to offer. And I mean, you could compare it to everything else out there, or you could just sit there and weigh what you have planned to what I'm offering. And I tell you this, that the hundreds of people who've gone through this program over the winter have benefited exponentially. They've been return participants to the point where, they got it. Or some people just like to come back to an organized, scheduled, coached, instructor-led program that helps you continue to build on your cycling skills, continue to build on your strength, power, and speed. Because if you're training and you want to make gains every year, this is to because we all know that it takes years to develop endurance. It takes years to develop mindset. It takes years to develop that speed to get to, maybe some of the goals that you're looking at. Riding 100K, that's a big goal for a lot of people. Riding a century. So how do you build yourself up to it without overtraining or without injury or without getting bored and losing your motivation, right? It's hard. I've been training for 20 years and, I make little gains every year, but I find that, in my 50s now, I want to get a little bit more serious. And that's where I personally have hired a strength coach for weight training to take my fitness to the next level, because I know that I have what I need in my cycling, because I coach a group and I'm coaching myself. And I know where I need to get, and I'm super happy with my progress. So here is what I have to offer. And, it might appeal to you. I know it appeals to a lot of people because, in this day and age, do you need an extra thing on your plate where it's like, what do I train? What do I do? What do I need to be doing to be able to continue my fitness? And I'm telling you, just joining group rides with your friends are great. It'll keep your legs going, but there are a lot of bad habits you can develop doing this. And also, are you really doing everything you need to get yourself to where, to move yourself forward over the winter, right? You don't want to start the winter at a certain fitness level and not improve it, because that can definitely happen over the winter and by developing some really bad habits. But let's go over and check out what I have here. And, like I said, this might be for you, this might not. So here's my website. It's sylviedaou.ca. And you can also find it under cyclingskillspro.com. I've got both URLs directed here. So it's results driven winter cycling programs for all levels, right? And the nice thing about training together in the winter, all levels, is that you should be not comparing yourself to the next person. It's just like a spin class, right? You come in, you test your level, so you find out where you should be training at. And that's what we do. We do a MAP test or an FTP test, which gives you your heart rate zones and your watts, your power output zones, to train with properly during the winter. Okay, so when you join me on one of the skills night, which is Thursday, and I say you're going to be training in your zone 2, you train in your zone 2. I train in my zone 2. My zone 2 is different from your zone 2. And that's the real exponentially different thing about training with a program and with a coach that can help you along and work your numbers. So that is it's kind of like the basis. Now let's just get into here. So winter cycling training programs. The first one here, I'm just going to go backwards here. So this is this 16-week self-directed cycling skills. So basically, I used to teach a 16-week. Now I've moved it to 20 because really we start early November. We go to like end of March. So it's almost 20 weeks. We have some time off at Christmas. So what I've done, and I've recorded all of these sessions for the last couple of years because we've been doing it on Zoom. So I've just been kept them. So what I've done is I've taken that program, I put it on Swift intervals. So, when you go to the Swift workouts, you can custom make workouts. So what I've done is I've superimposed all my workouts into Swift. And therefore, what happens with this self-directed is that you will get the link to the Swift workout to download onto your computer and to upload it to Swift. Super cool, super easy. And also you will get the video of me teaching the class. So you do have to, because sometimes, and this every coach will do, sometimes you have your program and sometimes you deviate from it because you get into a discussion, there's a question, maybe you've run a drill for a little too long and so you have to cut it short. So, but everything in the video talks about the skills that you should be developing in that workout. And also the notes are going to be superimposed in Swift where you can make all sorts of notes for each interval or each drill. It's super cool. So this is for the person who just wants to follow a program, doesn't want to be an organized group. And so you'll get those every Sunday night to do them whenever you have scheduled yourself to do your skills development during the week. All right, so that's 16-week. Super amazing Canadian price for you Americans who are on my podcast here. So the next one is, it's the 16-week plus the 4 weeks, the Thursday night skills. So remember I said in the 16-week that I've recorded everything. So that's from this night. So if you want to just jump in to a skills-driven session, 1 hour, focuses all on skill development and drills to accommodate the skills, then this is for you. So this is me coaching this program on Zoom with everyone. There's a morning and there's an evening. So for different time zones, $299, super that's like 20 weeks. Okay, maybe minus Christmas. Of coached level. So if you've ever hired a coach to teach you, or even maybe purchased a 10 package deal, this is cheap. Okay. I charge $100 an hour for a one-on-one session. So you get me for 20 weeks and we go over and you develop your pedal stroke efficiency, your hill climbing drills and skills. I didn't put all that stuff in there. So also it says here what's not included, and that's part of the most robust program. So this one will go over your pedal stroke efficiency, how to climb hills, transition from seated to standing, and strength, power, and speed. So I should put that in there. And did I put that in there? And then we have the robust program, still dirt cheap. I mean, $699 for 20 weeks, coach-led sessions 3 times a week. So that's 12 no, 3 times 4, 12 sessions a month that are organized for you over 5 months. So that's like 60 sessions for $6.99. Great deal. So what this has, it has the Thursday night skills and development, has an organized group ride on Saturday. So where I'll be in there, and if there's any coaching to be done, any questions to be answered. The thing about group riding on Saturday is that we start at like a 60K ride, and then we build up to 100. Okay. And the thing is that if you come in and you're a beginner and 60K is still too long for you, you just ride whatever you want to ride. It's 90 minutes to start. And then, but you'll see when you're with a group, you will ride way more than you might have thought. And over this time, we'll get your numbers up. You will build on your base. So you will build a base over the winter. Excuse me. You'll build a base over the winter. You'll develop your interval strength, power, and speed. And you'll also develop the skills you need to become faster, become a better hill climber, and ride faster. Did I say ride faster? Faster pedal stroke. It's a key to increasing your speed. This will also include your MAP and FTP testing, which gives you your zones. So you'll start out with your beginner zones, you'll do a mid-range, and then you'll end with your zone levels to go into the summer with them. Okay, so training here is specific. Thursday nights or Thursday mornings, Tuesday nights, which will be either a swift race, which helps you develop the speed at a most uncomfortable pace, or I pick a swift workout in their library that correlates to what I taught on Thursday. Okay, so everything works in conjunction together. We start off with 4 hours, November, December. January, I ask you to find another 2 hours to build up to 6. Now, realistically, guys, you don't need to be training more than that. You need to be training specifically for specific stuff to increase your performance. Now, last year, or this year, I should say, this is exactly what I did. And I was prepared to ride over 100K by April. I went to Barry-Roubaix and did 160 outside. And then I went on to increase my riding for May. And then I participated in Unbound XL, and I finished 500 kilometers in 33 hours. 30 hours. Okay. That's not everybody else's goal. But if it is, if you have something similar, maybe it's a tour, maybe it's your first gravel race or your first road race or your first mountain bike race, this is the program to get you there. You don't have to do crazy amounts of training hours. People in this program, they do other things. They cross-country ski. I encourage weight training. I'll be giving a weight training program. And it's just about being very specific with your training. You attend those training days, training times. You're ready. You're not like all over the place with your training, because that creates a lot of stress. Like you're just like, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to do that. You don't want to be training like that. If you have something on schedule, it takes some people at least a month to get this routine down, right? Like Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday morning, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday morning, 4 hours of your time. Okay. And then once you get into it, it just rolls and it's natural. Everybody shows up. Everybody's getting better. So you take the skills you learned Thursday, you apply them to the intervals. Like we have drills as well on Thursday, but you apply them really to applied intervals on Tuesday through Swift. Because like you put in, I'll say, okay, we're going to be training at this percentage of your FTP, or you'll be training in your zone 2. So you set the bar on that training scale to that particular power output. And that's what's going to apply to your wheel. So cool. So you're just going to learn a shit ton about Swift and how to train properly. All right. Oh yeah, there's a, so $6.99 Canadian drop dead deal. If you join me this winter, you get a drop dead deal next year to come back and continue training. And the thing about coming back is that you go through your FTP, you got new numbers. And that's where you're going to train. You're not going to train on last year's numbers. You're going to train on your new numbers this year. And so you're going to go through the reminder of those skills, how to, effectively pedal circular, not oval, increase the speed of your pedal stroke, be able to climb your hills faster, seated, standing, transitioning, sprinting is going to become easier. You're just going to build up that strength. Excuse me. I mentioned I'm sick. To be super fast. Super fast for you, right? Remember, this is not about being competitive. So if you've already tuned out and you told yourself, I don't want to be competitive, come back into the conversation. You could be doing anything. It's about, a lot of people come into my program on the Thursday night just to keep their cycling fitness and to work on their skills and techniques. Nothing more. I had a lady last year, 80 years old. Amazing. That's all she did. And then she sat on the trainer with her husband and she watched TV, but they were huge downhill skiers. So she was building up her leg strength to downhill ski at Tremblant 3 days in a row. She was ridiculously amazing. So that's what I mean. So we have all different levels. All right. And then, of course, let me just get back in here. You can see that. And then we have one-on-one coaching. So this, my friends, includes everything that you saw from the 20-week robust program, plus more personalized program attention from me with regards to your goals. Okay, so we have weekly check-in, specific base building for your 2024 goals, event prep for one event. So I'll walk you through whether you need to get gear or set up your bike. I learned it this year from Unbound, from participating at Unbound, and I can't wait to pass along to somebody else. So this does include the program plus working with me, my commitment to you. And yeah, so that's a monthly event. You need a minimum of 6 months commitment to this, and I only have 5 spots. So if you think that's you, like you like to have the one-on-one attention, then let's talk. And that's it. So I know, shameless plug about my own programs, but I find that if you want to do it well, do it properly. I see lots of people just, getting ready into their Swift and just joining random, their friends' cycling groups on Swift. It's fun. Yeah, you got your Facebook chat room, but are you really, really working towards your goals? Because sitting on your trainer and chatting is great. Being tethered together on Swift is encouraging, because you could be totally screwing the dog and still being able to ride with everybody. However, are you actually benefiting from the ride? Are you actually putting in technique and skills into the rides? Are you practicing your pedal stroke? Do you have a fast pedal stroke? Or are you just sitting on your trainer at 60 RPM and hoping you're going to get faster? And then when the hills hit, you're going to sit there and wonder, why is everybody like speeding past me when you're not in your nice little comfy cycling group tethered together? That's when reality hits, right? Group meetups are fun. Being tethered together is fun. So everybody stays together. But when you're out there riding by yourself, that's when the reality hits. That's when you're like, what? Why is everybody faster than me? Well, there's reasons for that. So that's what I want to talk about for winter training. I'd love to know what you're doing. I'd love for you to take a look at mine. It starts November 8th. Nope, 9th. The first official Thursday in the November. And we start off right there. So we have about a month left. So sylviedaou.ca or cyclingskillspro.com. Go to either one, check them out. But whatever it is, always start with your goals and then figure out how you're going to train over the winter, how much time you have. Is it worth it for you to jump into a program if you're way too busy to figure it out on your own? It's totally worth showing up, paying the money, showing up, getting it done. Trust me, I've been doing this program for decades. And I myself find it to be the most robust I've seen out there. And just because of the quantity of coaching, the quality of coaching, and the everything that I'm offering in that package. You might think it's expensive, but what's more expensive, doing nothing and realizing in January or February that you've been slacking and you haven't been getting it in, or putting the money up and being accountable to a group and showing up and getting it done and feeling amazing? I know, we don't all want to do it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do it. But for me, it certainly helps being able to show up for a group of people who want to learn, or we just want to ride together. And that's huge for me, because even as a coach, we get a little in our heads, and sometimes, we just don't want to do it. But this is a great way to get it done. Get it on your schedule and then organize everything else around it. So with that, I hope that helped you out a little bit. If you like what you saw, like I said, make sure you check it out, and put some the description in the show notes. And I hope that we'll be training together this winter on Zoom and on Swift, and I'll be helping you towards your 2024 cycling goals, no matter what they are, no matter what level you are. So remember, this is not competitive. I don't train super competitive people. But if you do have a serious goal, this is the program to join. All right, take care, everyone. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Secrets from the Saddle podcast, learning more about sighting people, places, and things that make cycling such an exciting sport. I am so glad you stopped by today. Please leave me a review if you feel so moved to do so. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would enjoy it, I would be forever grateful. Also, if you could please leave me a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving me an honest thought and an honest comment, telling me what you think, and most importantly, tell me what you'd like to hear more of. It would really help me to bring more great, inspiring cycling stories to you. Until then, have an amazing day. Make sure you ride your bike. And don't forget to visit my YouTube channel if you'd like to see the full version of this podcast live.